the Queen of Pain to me seems like a really solid pick, just because it's good against the Razor. Razor will probably be in the safe lane, but it's good against the Razor at any point in the game, and you need this some added magic burst, given the DK is going to be very, very powerful. Also, not a lot of heroes really crush the Queen of Pain, so you're going to be okay in the mid. On the other note, when it comes to a carry, I want something that can bully the DK. Not a lot of things are there. Maybe the Monkey King would be okay. The problem is you're playing against the Skywrath Mage. So Monkey King, Ursa, you know, these heroes, they get harassed by the Skywrath Mage quite a lot. That's one that actually deals well with the DK. Sure, you do only physical damage, but once the DK is 6 and you're 6 as well, you actually start hitting him quite strong. You know, a rock tied to a rope isn't usually the best weapon against a very well equipped knight, but Bristleback has shown time and time again that he can break pretty much anyone's armor. So you are, I'm okay with this. I'm liking it quite a lot. You don't really care if your damage gets taken away because you're still gonna be spamming out quill sprays. It is a pretty solid pick, especially when you count in the Winter Wyvern. The problem is, of course, Mystic Flare doesn't care about your Bristleback, and it can kill you. So I think a Force Staff is a necessity for Nemiga here, and you have a techie, so he's gonna buy it pretty early on.
And do you think the Bristleback here, because like I say, with the Skywrath Mage coming through, is he going to be building into an early Eternal Shroud, do you think, item-wise, or is there anything that he's going to look for? Do you think he goes for a quick BKB on the Bristleback? You know, is there something that he might look to try and mitigate the damage coming out from a Skywrath Mage?
10 seconds.
The hood is just a bad item, so you do want to skip it. Like, the cloak gives you 15% magic resistance and the hood gives you 18. The difference is minuscule. Sure, you have the active, but it is just not that valuable. Ideally, I would like for him to skip it and go for the BKB, and for the supports to get those Force Staffs so he doesn't get bursted down from 100 to 0. And I kind of think that's gonna be the name of the game here for Nemiga. Get Force Staffs and save people from being bursted down. Because Skywrath Mage and the Dragon Knight, they can kill almost anyone. And I like that PuckChamp went for it. You can see day and night difference from the last game. With which heroes were you gonna get the kills last game? Well, no one. This time around, stun into a Mystic Flare and pretty much anyone dies.
Yeah. So we'll see how that combination's going to work. Looking through now, the Zeus is going to go. It's a ban. I mean, it's one of those heroes that we've been seeing, or I've been seeing it in the Eastern European region being played as a position 4. More than the mid lane hero. So maybe PuckChamp thinking that this could be something, the burst damage coming through, obviously effective against the Skywrath Mage, against the Skywrath Mage from a distance, the Dragon Knight as well, the amount of magic damage it puts out. Good scouting tool with the Thunder God's Wrath as well in the middle of fights. If you're putting out that burst damage, it's just again being able to deward with the lightning bolt. It's an all-around good hero at the minute here, that Zeus, and it's one of those heroes that I didn't think about maybe 3 weeks ago before the third tour of the DPC started up, but now it's come out of nowhere and it's looking super impressive.
Yeah, it definitely is. And PuckChamp will end the draft with the Keeper of Light. The Zeus has been played in 4 mostly, but he has been played in the mid lane as well. I've seen it and it actually works quite well. No hero in the world would survive a Centaur, a Techie's jumping in, and then the Zeus following up with the damage. They might even get a Veil at that point and everyone will die. PuckChamp, they don't really have good heroes to catch the backline. They have good catch for whoever is frontlining, and the Keeper of Light is actually a pretty solid one because you're going to be able to split the map. Nemiga, they want the map to be split. They want, or PuckChamp, they want the map to be split. They want Nemiga to be pushing out the waves because then you can catch one by one. If Nemiga are together, it's much tougher for you to run in with these heroes because there's going to be a Winter's Curse. There's going to be so many things that can actually turn the fight around, and the Stampede will almost always allow you to run away. So I like the Keeper of Light just because he gives that chance to spread out the map. So Nemiga, they have to get something that catches him, and Puck works quite well. This is a solid Puck game. You know, DK is a good hero against the Puck, but you know what your job is here. You are catching the Keeper of the Light. That is your one job. You don't care about anything else. You use the coil on him, instantly the Stampede, and PuckChamp, they can't stop everyone. They can stop 1 or 2 heroes, but they definitely can't stop everyone. So a pretty solid pick here coming out from Nemiga, though I would argue that this time around PuckChamp have a little bit of a better chance. it's gonna be a big deal who gets the 4 staffs first, but considering that you have a Marcy on one side, he might actually be able to save the Razor even before the 4 staffs come out. So, you know, those first kills, I kind of feel like PuckChamp have a better shot this time around.
Yeah, and quickly, just before we get into it, Maureen versus Youngji in this the mid lane. How does this go? Because I mean, the Cupid Light usually looks to be a lane dominator, but again, the perk, kind of the similar issue with the Tusk last game, that the perk's going to be able to phase shift through the blast coming through from the Keeper of the Light, and going to be able to, anytime the solar bind comes out to try and slow him down, you can just orb yourself away. So how is this going to look for Maureen and Youngji in the mid lane?
Both of them free farm, with Youngji getting a little bit more. That is just it. There is no doubt about it. The Keeper of the Light, he can be annoying to some heroes, but at the end of the day, you always try to maximize your own fire. And I think that is where Nemiga need to strike, because Puck having a free game means that he's gonna be super powerful when the first runes come up. So that is when he should be striking. We are gonna have to be looking at this Puck to be making plays around the map, because when you look at the heroes on the side of PuckChamp, they really hate being brought down from under to zero. The Razor, the Marcy, you know, these heroes, they want long drawn out the fights, but when you use the coil early on them, when there are no BKBs, especially for the Razor, he's gonna be in trouble. So I'm looking at Malrine. You're gonna have a free lane. The Coddle, he pushes in, but he doesn't really push the tower that easily, especially if you just put one support there. So the rotations from the Puck are gonna be are probably gonna be very effective.
And just as everyone gets the voice lines out of the system, the tips as well. So we are going to have a quick pause. Hopefully it won't be too long before we get ourselves into the game. Looking at this as well, it looks like Vazia, how is he starting off? Just a standard, but it looks like he's going to change a little bit from that standard offlane build, and he wants that Vanguard, which I assume is still just a good early item for the Centaur Warrunner when you pair that with the Retaliate as well, just to get in and throw that damage out there and keep yourself alive in the fights.
Yeah, not the greatest Vanguard game, but it is a staple item on the Centaur. I think you don't go for a Vanguard Hood. I think you go either or right now and just go for the Blink. Yep. The games are faster and you need it then. And, you know, the DK is gonna probably be getting his Blink earlier than you, considering that he really doesn't need any defensive items. He has a built-in defense of his own. So I'm thinking that you do want with the Centaur to be somewhere close to the timing. The Centaur usually farms faster than the DK, but considering you're up against the Razor, that's not going to be the case. I would even argue that even skipping the if you skip the Vanguard, you're going to be a creep. It is too tough. You need to be somewhat tanky. So yeah, you have to go for it. That is the timing that PuckChamp can utilize. That's why I'm looking at Malrine from minute 6 to minute 11, when the runes start spawning and before the DK has his Blink. That is when Malrine should give a little bit of an edge to his team, so that the Blink on the DK just isn't as impactful as PuckChamp would like it to be.
Yeah, and coming through, I mean, you were talking about the Razor in the lane up against the Centaur Warrunner. Is this just going to be an easy lane for Krillian? You know, does he find the farm? Is he going to be able to move into the jungle, look for stacks up against the Centaur Warrunner? You know, what is it that Centaur's going to have to do in this lane to try and pull that advantage in his favor?
The Centaur cannot pull the advantage in his favor. He has to try not to die. The techies needs to try some shenanigans in the lane. Ideally, you push in the first wave so that the lane starts pushing towards you and you possibly get level 2 first, or you get the lane on your side. So it more comes down to how much the techies can help the Centaur have a decent time. The Razor will just naturally do better in that lane. He drains some damage, he denies everything, and that's about it. And you know, Centaur is one of those heroes who has a lot of damage. He has good animation, so it's expected of him to get a lot of farm in the lane. Against the Razor, that just doesn't work out. Of course, later on in the game, the Centaur is a great counter to the Razor, but the thing is, you need to get there. And I think PuckChamp is they should be aware you don't have to kill these heroes. You just need to get more farm than them, survive the Puck timing, and then play off of your timing. And PuckChamp last game, they showed that they knew what their lineup was good at. It's just that it wasn't good at many things. This time around, if they have the same idea of what the strengths of their lineup is, I think they should be in a pretty decent spot. And we are gonna be looking towards game 3 that you predicted even when we started the stream.
Yeah, and you know, I just had a feeling that that might be coming out. It's just one of those, you get the stream started, you get the games going, you think it feels like a 3-game series today, and hopefully it isn't, because I mean I always enjoy watching the Eastern European teams play, and the different strats that they pull out, the different lineups that they do pull out, and just seeing how, I mean, I'm learning the Marcy plays as well. Just looking at how the pros play it, just to see how to play it in the pubs. You know, that's why I got into casting, just so I could steal the pro strats, put them into practice in my pubs. And unfortunately, I still lose MMR because I'm not as good as the pros.
You know, some people would just watch games, but this is next level. You know, I do want to scream at the games while I'm learning new heroes. That is gonna be Rob's approach, and it might help. You know, guys, if you're watching games at home and you're seeing what the pros do, it doesn't work out in your pubs, then you go back, you rewatch the games, and you scream at the monitor while doing it. It might actually help. So, but Rob here says that even then it just isn't good enough.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're picking, you know, you're looking at meta heroes, you're picking up the Juggernaut safe lane, or you're picking up the Mars in the off lane, and then your mid lane decides that they want to play the Ogre Magi mid, and it, you know, speaking from a recent match, and it all just goes downhill, and everybody, you know, the infighting starts on your team, and it just doesn't work like you see in the pro games, and I don't know why. I just can't put my finger on it, but it just doesn't.
Does happen. Either way, one thing that is important that we haven't touched upon, you know, you as the big Nostradamus that you are, predicted three-game series, but you might just be super wrong, because Kiritich, he's already out for 5 minutes, and we might just be seeing one game here, you know, because Nemiga are missing their carry, and we're not getting any info. They're not writing anything in the chat about what's going on, so we can assume that everyone is trying to fix that problem for him. Maybe like Quinn, he's gonna be taking his PC somewhere else to play if his internet is down, but this is not looking good for Nemiga. It is a long pause already, and we're not getting any info, which means that the problem might not be fixable. I'm of course not gonna try to look at this from the dark side, but you know, I just want to make fun of your prediction abilities when it comes to how many games we're gonna be seeing.
Well, technically, and I say this with the biggest technically, if he doesn't reconnect and they play maybe 4 versus 5 and it doesn't go well, then technically
He's back.
It does jump to a 3rd game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. But he is back. He is back. So all of our technicalities, we're gonna have to throw them out and really enjoy the game, because that's what we're here for. We're gonna get the game, guys. It was scary for me for a second there. I was like, okay, this is not looking good. But Kiritich, he whichever problem he had, he has fixed it. Maybe just needed a longer trip to the bathroom. Either way, he will be back, and we're gonna be starting in this game too here, Rob.
Yeah, I'm glad to be underway with this, because we don't want me just filling time with my pub stories. They never end well, just like my pubs. But
the pubs are the stories, both. Huh?
Yeah, I'm just watching Maureen get himself quickly down into the lane. He gets himself the orbs through for extra distance, so he's going to be able to get a ward down. There is going to be another observe ward coming through from the side of PuckChamp here that got down planted pretty early. In this lane goes down from Young G. So the vision is going to be solely on the dire side of the map from both teams, and I'm just wondering how this is going to affect them, because it looks like Nemiga, they're stacking up. They want to be getting these top side runes as well, and I wonder if there's going to be a contest in the river here, because PuckChamp are stacking up 3 heroes for this.
Well, you know, whenever I look at techies with this Arcana, it's not even the Arcana, this set with the elephant. You know, I hate the techies, but elephants are such nice creatures, and I don't even know if I want to destroy it or just love it. You know, it's a tough choice for sure. So we'll see if PuckChamp do have the heart to punch the elephant. The 3 guys riding it, you do want to kill them, but usually the elephant dies as well.
Yeah, and that is the unfortunate part of it. But Dakalis is going to be coming up against Hellscream. Hellscream just drops the mine already, and Dakalis takes a little bit of damage, and those sticky bombs coming through at level 1. So we're not going to be seeing the blast off at level 1. No taser coming through with his centaur to get close, get on top of the Razor. And we'll see how this lane's going to play out. Because, like you say, Krilliat, he has a good time up against the Centaur already. He's just stealing the damage away from Vazia. So Vazia has to move himself away from this. But the sticky bombs go down. Dakalis going to be walking right across it as it blows up. And like I said, Hellscream, he's going to have that burst down around level 4, level 5, when he's got a couple of points into the blast-offs, you know, a couple of points into the sticky bombs. Does he go for that early point into the reactive taser as well to get on top of the Razor? Or do you think it's just going to be solely sticky bombs and blast-off here for techies early on?
I think you don't go for the taser. I think you don't need it early on, but haven't seen too many techies in competitive play.
Yeah.
The ones that I've seen in pubs have not been taking an early taser. You really don't need it when there's not that many heroes. The techies is a relatively fast hero, so you can run out once you use your blast off, especially when having the centaur to kind of cover your tracks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, Dakalis, he's struggling to get close. There is going to be the sticky bomb once again coming in. Vazia, though, the damage coming through from the dispose and the displacement as well. Vazia is still going to be able to walk that off. He does have salves. He has tangles as well if things get a little bit too dangerous or if he gets a little bit too low. So we'll check back in this lane in a little bit just to see what else. In fact, no, there's going to be the rebound coming through into the dispose, so we'll stick with it for a little bit now as Vazia taking a lot of damage. The stomp has come through. There is going to be the plasma field, and now Vazia is going to be able to get himself away from this one. One more right click. Krilliat is going to be able to get him range for the right click. He's not. Vazia only just with about 25 health gets himself out of danger there. And it is just going to salve up. In fact, he's got an early bracer that he just puts it away as well, so he can get the full benefit from the salve, the most health he can from this.
So in terms of CS, Vazia not doing well, but surviving this lane is the name of the game. We already talked about how well the centaur can do later on. Though top lane Kiritich is the one also taking damage. You know, these fat heroes early on, they're just not as fat as they're gonna be later on. So you want to take your time just killing them or giving them a little bit of taste of fear early on, and that's exactly what both of the teams are doing.
Yeah. Do you think Sobad, is he going to prioritize in this lane getting the cold embrace up, or do you think he goes for more of the aggressive build with the split shot from the ice shards coming out, as well as the damage coming through from his Arctic burn? Or, you know, because it's obviously going to have the slow into Malik as well. What's the slow percentage? 24, 32, 40. Because that's going to stack really well with the nasal goo coming up from the bristleback. So, you know, what is it that the Winter Wyvern wants to be looking for on this lane?
It's tough to say. What I've seen the most is 2 points in Cold Embrace, no more than that. 2 points in the Arctic Burn, no more than that, and then maxing of the Splinter Blast. So in the, I think in the most, you know, far off that he would go with the Arctic Burn and the Cold Embrace is level 2, and you have to go for the Splinter Blast, because later on, you know, we already talked about the ability of PuckChamp to split push the lanes, to push out the lanes with the Keeper of the Light. You do want to have a support that's going to be able to counteract that, and Sobad he's not going to have like a billion levels. So what I'm expecting here is Cold Embrace level 2, and then you get the Splinter Blast. I don't think you need any more points in the Arctic Burn.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye. The Bristleback going for what looks like the standard build here. Level 3's got 2 points into the Quill Spray and then 1 point into the Bristleback itself. And Malik, like I say, he's stepping up, but he's got to be careful about these stacks from the Quill Spray here. Astral taking a lot of damage from Sobad. Sobad, every time it's off cooldown, he's just using the Arctic Burn to get right up and do the damage to the Scarith Mage. Back on the bottom lane, Dakalis, well, there is going to be the ward, so it's going to stop the pulls coming through from the small camp here as well. You can see Vazia, he's just guarding it as well to make sure Dakalis can't get close, try and stop and interrupt these pulls. And the mid lane, how's this going? We've got Young G, he's got the blast coming through from the Illuminate damage, 3 points into that already. Marine rotates in, he's going to try and disrupt with the Waning Rift. He's not going to be able to get the full, I think he got one of the neutrals off that, but he's already got himself the No Talisman into the brown boots going towards that Witch's Blade once again. How's Young G looking with the Illuminate Blast again? Level 6 onto Young G already, so he's got that level advantage coming through onto the Puck.
Understandable. Puck just can't farm the side camps that fast. He cannot push out the waves that fast as we expected. The Puck is getting free farm, but the Keeper of Light is just getting more out of the creeps. You can see that he's farming the Puck's camp as well, and Malrine is doing his best to just get some of the creeps. It's just not good enough.
Yeah, and the Illuminate here, okay, he's going to phase shift away from this. He might even be able to get a couple of creep denies here. Bottom lane, though, there's going to be chased onto the Centaur once again. He will go down. Krillia picks up the first blood. Sticky Bomb comes out from Hellscream. Does he want to go with the blast off as well? It will be enough damage. Hellscream gets the revenge on the Razor. Like you were talking about, that burst damage coming through from the techies is starting to add up now with it. He's level 4.
And that's that is a pre-level 6 techies, but very risky play coming out from the Razor there, you know, because if you don't get that last hit off on the Centaur, or God forbid you don't get the kill with the last hit, you still die. It wouldn't change anything, and lucky for him he did get the first blood, so it's gonna be worth it, but it's definitely not gonna be feeling too good for him. Meanwhile, mid lane,
oh, the rotation comes in. Malrine's going to be taking a lot of damage. The Blinding Light puts him right back down to the bottom into the river as well. Dekalis, is he going to be able to get on top? The Orb Away comes out, and Dekalis not able to grab Malrine there. He did still have the Dream Call in case he needed it, but where's his regen going to come from? Because his bottle is empty, and the runes have already been taken, so he's going to have to go all the way back to base.
yeah, he'll have to get himself out. You can see how much emphasis PuckChamp are putting on getting the runes, because they know that is how the Puck creates problems around the map. If you're there, if you harass him, if you don't give him the runes, he's gonna have to TP to the mid lane. Extra 80 seconds of you doing whatever you want. So ideally, or perfectly done by the side of PuckChamp. This Puck is not gonna be rotating for at least a minute and a half.
Yeah, and you can see, well, I mean, we talked about how far ahead in terms of creeps this Keeper of the Light is, but if you look at the actual net worth difference, there's not a lot between the two heroes here. Puck, once again, the Orb is going to fly through, connects onto Young G, so it's just more in terms of levels, and even that, it's, you know, there's not a massive difference. There's about, what, 2/3 of a level between the two heroes?
Yep, it is, you know, the bounty runes come into play, everything of that, you know, goes into it, but, you know, the side camps, they don't really give you that much gold, but it still is somewhat of a difference, you know. Mid lane going pretty much as expected, so nothing weird there. But with the Keeper of Light having the boots of travel, it's gonna be much easier for him to rotate, and it's not that important for him to rotate as it is for the Puck. So Malrine, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now. At least he'll get the Dekalis here in the river.
Yeah, the Dream Call even going to use the Dispose comes out with Marcy already going down there. It's going to be Hellscream that picks up the kill, but it's going to be a little bit of bonus gold here, a little bit of a boost to Puck. He's going to be able to get that Witch's Blade a little bit sooner, and again, just a nice rotation. It takes the pressure off the Centaur as well in this lane, like you were talking about. You know, he's trying to survive. He's gone down the once, but he's already got himself the Ring of Health here. He's trying to go for that full Vanguard. Does he just start to look to? I mean, there is going to be
still back.
Oh, top lane. Golden Brace does come out, but with the Illuminate damaging the Blinding Light, he's going to be pushed back in this Kiritich. He will go down. Astral picks up the kill, and so bad having to use the Arctic Burn, the flying movement there, to get himself down and around that cliff. As Astral looking for the D-Ward, but not going to be able to get it off. He knows where that sentry is, though.
Okay, everything was now done perfect for PuckChamp. They placed the ward here in the enemy jungle pretty early on when the Skyrat Mage was going for the bounty runes. So they saw everything. They managed to open up the top part of the map, so this tower will fall. You know, when you see that that's gonna happen, if you're Nemiga, you try to place a ward in your jungle, but with that ward being already placed for the side of PuckChamp, even that got dewarded. So everything is working the way PuckChamp wanted it to, and even this top lane tower, it might die to the first dragon form, which is something that you don't want to happen when you're playing the Bristleback. Just goes to show that you needed something better to deal with the DK in the lane, and the Bristleback just wasn't gonna cut it with the only physical damage that he deals, and against 3 points of Dragon's Blood, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, you could see him in the lane. I was watching, he was just walking up to, when the Bristleback was in the lane, he was tanking 5-6 stacks of the Quill Spray like they were nothing, and he was just standing there and saying, oh, come at me, bro, because I could do this all day. As the bottom lane, there is going to be TP down here. Did he want to try and make a move? This 3-man rotation. Centaur. That was going to be a 4-man TP. Yeah, Vazio, they're going to make a move. Plasma Field comes out. The Static Blink as well. He's just going to go straight for the Stampede away. And the Astral Seal, excuse me, the Seal was a little bit too slow before Vazio could get that Stampede away. He will be getting the salve as well off to Hellscream. So he's going to be fine. He's got the full Vanguard now as well. He's going to be able to sit in the jungle, look for farm, look for that Blink Dagger if he wants it. Come up onto the lane. Just make sure that tier 1 tower doesn't go down. That's Malrine. TP in. Does he want to be able to get to the regen rune? Is he going to be able to get the regen rune in time? He will be able to. So that TP paying off there just to make sure he can bottle up that rune. Give himself a little more survivability, a little bit more sustain on the lane.
Nice move coming out from PuckChamp. You know, in the end they didn't catch the Centaur, but they are controlling all 3 lanes. They're pushing out on the map. They are moving faster, and every single time you do that, you are giving the position of the puck away if you're Nemiga, because you kind of have to save your people. And the way that this puck comes back into the game is by kills. Of course, once he gets the Witchblade, it's gonna be easier, but you're definitely not in a good spot in bot lane.
Yeah, once again, they might be able to make a move. Vazzy taking a lot of damage here. Hellscream was here to guard him out, though. Level 5, so he's going to be able to get the level 6 off this next creep. And Hellscream, with the bombs coming out here, does he want to... Does he really want to be leaving the Centaur side? You know, is he going to be looking to maybe group up with the Puck to look for a couple of kills here?
You have to. The mid lane is going to be the next target for PuckChamp. We already talked about the DK getting the blink around the 11-minute mark, and the Puck having to do a lot between minute 6 and 11. Not only that they didn't accomplish anything, but they might lose 2 of their towers, one of which, the mid lane, is going to be a problem, but because it's going to be a path into jumping Nemiga. What does that leave? It leaves the Razor time to farm the BKB and then join the fight whenever he wants, where he's going to have better vision. So you might have banned out heroes that give you vision, or that give the enemies vision. But if the Razor is on the aggressive, he's always going to be on his own wards, and then that burst damage from Nemiga, it's not going to matter that much.
Yeah, and like you say, this Dragonfall, the first one took the tier 1 tower in the top lane, the second one takes the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. This is so much map control to be given up here on the side of Nemiga, and they don't look ready to fight at all, whereas PuckChamp, they're saying, okay, we've got our items, you know, we've got a setup as Malrine does get himself the Invis rune here. The Razor wants to go straight towards that BKB. We've got the engagement tool coming through from the Marcia with a rebound into the displacement. Like I say, the Dragon Knight, he's not going to be too far away from that Blink Dagger now as well. Keeper of the Light, he's already going towards the Spirit Vessel. They're just in a really good position to look to fight. The Dream Call is going to be coming out though onto this Gareth Mage. Gareth, can he get himself away from the sea? He's going to be silenced up by the Winning Rift. The Sticky Bomb comes out. It's not going to be on the mark. He pops that Mystic Flare. He's still going to go down though. Hellscream will get the kill. Just dropping one of those remote mines. Malik going to be slowed down. Do they want to carry on going onto here? It's going to be another sticky bomb onto Malik, but Malik, he's going to be fine. Yeah, he's going to be absolutely fine with the Keeper of the Light, just getting the Illuminate coming through, just forcing everyone away. And Malik, he's got 3 points, like I say, 3 points into the Dragon's Blood. Easy sustain for him in this game.
Okay, a few things for Nemiga. Good thing Techies is going for a 4-staff. You need it for sure. Can they kill Malik? They definitely
might be able to. Yeah, the remote bomb comes out. He's going to be able to turn and take that one down. But Takasi is going to try and get himself away with a rebound. There's going to be the Stampede coming through. Malik, though, he's going to be away from the orb. Malrine, can he get the kill? One more right click, and Malrine will pick up that decent amount of gold there for the Puck to get him towards that Blink Dagger.
Man, I was like, how are they gonna kill the DK when they barely killed the Skyrat Mage? But this is when the Techies comes in, man. Did you look at that damage? The proximity mines just crushed the Dragon Knight. Even the Sticky Bomb and the Blast Off, they really did some nice work there to him. Of course, he did buy the blink, so overall, it's not gonna be the worst thing in the world, but it is Nemiga showing the strength of their lineup. One weird thing I have to say from Nemiga is Winter Wyvern not maxing out the Splinter Blast. He was pretty much on the top lane for the majority of the time, so going for a spell that's gonna allow you to farm and push out made much more sense to me, but he thinks the Arctic Burn is more important. They just want to be able to burst down heroes. That seems to be the name of the game for Nemiga.
I suppose it does do percentage-based damage in terms of health. So, there's going to be the Dragon Tail coming out. I was going to say it's going to be a good one against Malik, but Malik's going to be able to get the jump and take down that Winter Wyvern. So yeah, just having that percentage-based damage onto from the Arctic Burn, stacking that up to the full 9% on that is going to be good up against the DK, I guess.
Good against the DK, good against the Razor. The slows are pretty solid if you can get the hit on the Keeper of the Light, but that is quite unlikely. Still, PuckChamp, even with, you know, not getting the most ideal kill, when it comes to map control, they're the ones in charge. Though I'm looking at Nemiga and the timings, and the Bristleback Aghanim Scepter is a time where we need to start being afraid. Of course, without the BKB, it's not going to be that much of an issue, but you have dodged the timing of PuckChamp. They took down the towers, they got the blink on the DK. Sure, they're controlling an area, but they are not getting kills, and that's what their lineup should be doing right now. So, Nemiga, good job delaying this one. I have to say, the Eastern European teams, they used to not be so good at slowing down the game. Usually we would see a chaos all around the map, but in the past year or so, they've gotten pretty solid at just keeping everything calm and then just striking when they should.
Yeah, and I think that like the smaller events that they've been playing, you know, a lot of the teams, I think only really it's Spirit that don't really get involved in the smaller Eastern European events, but every other team looks like, oh, speaking about getting involved, they're going to be able to get the jump onto Marcy. Can they get the kill as well? The sticky bomb comes out. They're going to be able to get the jump onto Marcy and the kill here now as well. Marine, though, can he get himself away with that ancient seal damage? It looks like he's just going to be able to get himself away. Solarbind with a phase shift. The damage isn't going to be off the back. They're going to be able to get onto Cottle. Cottle will be taken down here now as well. The chase is on Razor, though. Will be able to get himself away. Back onto the high ground, though. Astral is still throwing out spells. Kiritich, he wants to walk himself up onto this. The slowdown onto Astral. Is he going to carry on going into this with the nasal goo? Malik has to run himself away. Looks like he's going to try and chase down here. But he can't get the stomp off because of the ancient seal. The damage still there though from Kiritich. They get the damage, they get the kills, and a really nice one to put Nemiga ahead in terms of kills here on the board at 16 minutes.
There is now a really big question. Do we give a tissue to the Bristleback to blow that nose, or a tissue to PuckChamp, because they're probably gonna start crying right now. They did everything well, apart from in the end, when they needed to get kills from like minute 11, 12, when the DK got the blink, they got one kill. It is a problem. Sure, again, timing on the Razor, it is there, but you don't have a Force Staff, you don't have anything that's gonna save him other than the Dispose. He gets stunned up and he will die. So, PuckChamp going for another one. If this one is unsuccessful, it's gonna be a big problem for them, and you can already see so bad. He's like, kill me, because my cores are gonna be safe.
Yeah, he just walks right up to them, so there is going to be a little bit of... It's going to be Malik that picks up the kill, but like you say, that's a 4-man rotation for a position 5, and he's going to be absolutely fine with that. The scouts are out, you find that the info, well, they might be able to go into Hellscream and Vazi here, with the Dragon Form coming up from Malik, but yeah, like you say, that's more than acceptable for the side of Nemiga to lose the Winter Wyvern into that smoke tank.
That's really rough. That's really rough. I'm still looking at PuckChamp. Yeah, sure, you're good at pushing out the side lanes, but they're not even focusing on that. I thought Young G was gonna focus on that a little bit more to give Nemiga a little bit of sense of uneasiness, but he should be feeling uneasy, because if his spider sense isn't tingling, he's gonna be very dead now.
Yeah, and you can see that I'm pretty sure Hellscream has just put the follow command onto Vazia, because he's not left his side for the past minute and a half. Just moving himself around there, looking for whatever they can find in this Radiant jungle. Do they want to try and maybe go? Because Youngji is shown in the mid lane. They might be able to go, but Tukalase is going to be close. But Hellscream, he pops the taser, but couldn't get the engage off onto the Keeper of the Light though.
Puck is going for status resistance. I expected a BKB, but status resistance is fine. He got the perfect rune, the illusion one, because you do want something to remove the silence. He's afraid that he's gonna die from the stun and the Mystic Flare, so he wants to have something to reduce the stun. Later on, he is probably gonna get a BKB, though I would like to see a Boots of Travel somewhere in between as well. Both teams understand where it is they want to fight. There is this line literally separating the left and right side of the map, and as soon as someone crosses it, there's going to be a jump. The only time we're going to be seeing teams crossing that one is going to be with a smoke, which, you know, at least in their inventories, Nemiga don't have right now, so they don't want to fight. Big thing though, a shard on the techies. He's working towards the Force Staff. He's gonna need some time, but this shard, it really changes a lot. What is it, a 1.75 second stun? It is quite a lot, especially to the follow-up of the hoof stomp. And there's the smoke from Nemiga. They're invading. Razor is not the hero you want to be tanking this one. If he gets stunned up, okay.
They're gonna be able to go. The BKB has come out from Killian now as well, but the Winter's Curse for the damage is it gonna be enough? It's gonna keep him locked down for a majority of that BKB timing now as well. Kyria, the blast off on the back lines, are gonna be able to take down. It looks like the Scarrath Mage now as well. Kyria will be the next victim. Hellscream might go down to the Dragon Knight, but the damage, it's still gonna be able to take down the Razor. And now the chase is on once again. Kiritich is gonna be able to catch up with the nasal goo coming through. Malky dips himself into the Roach Pit, trying to break that vision, but the chase, it carries on going. Was that blink 4 seconds away before the hoof stomp is there as well. So Malik gonna be slowed down, sticking napalm, the nasal goo. Wrong hero completely as the nasal goo comes out.
Dukalis wants to be a bonus.
And yeah, Dukalis just throws himself into danger. But yeah, I suppose the nasal goo, that's going to be sticky in itself. But it comes through now. They lose the two supports, but with the nasal goo, can they just walk themselves into Roche? Because they're a 5-man lineup once again. The nasal goo with the damage addition, the bonus damage that's going to be thrown out. Kiritic here, he's going to be close to the BKB. Can they just go into the Roche pit with this?
No, when they get the BKB, they'll do it. Not before. Oh, are the supports really gonna kill Young G? No, he's okay. Oof. Man, was that close. Marcy jumping into to save the DK. She has seen him naked. She knows that it should be a natural treasure, that body of his. So she just jumped in. You have to respect that. You have to respect the attraction. It's always gonna make people do silly things. But Nemiga, they're the ones that are making moves. This is why it was of the utmost importance during that time when the Centaur didn't have the blink for you to get the advantage. But I mean, Nemiga did everything right. So bad was playing so good, and every single time tanked the smoke. And now I don't really see the advantage that PuckChamp have. They're not even pushing out the lanes that well, and now going for a smoke. They're gonna try to change something, and yep, their lives are gone.
Straight up dead. Yeah, that cliff vision. Really good, well played here. Vazia hid himself into the trees. Malik, though, he's going to try and go with the Dragonfall. There is going to be the Dream Cold coming out. The Illuminate damage coming through. Dragon Tail onto the Centaur Warren. Do we have enough to take him downhill? It's going to be a good Winter's Curse just to once again to keep the Razor locked down. This time he didn't use the BKB before it came out. Mr. Fleur on the backlines, but Hellscream just going to be able to get himself around it. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Scar's Mage once again. And again, Malik going to be chased down into the river now as well. The Illuminate damage coming through. The Puck's going to get low, but he's going to be able to use a phase shift. The Stomp, the Huff Stomp once again. Dragon Knight is just going to go down, and this time Nemiga, really good fight, don't lose a thing.
It is a game of cat and mouse where you can see the Razor doesn't want to use the BKB. He knows the second he does it, he's gonna get Winter's Curse. But the thing is that Nemiga, even if they use the Winter's Curse on the Razor, catch a few heroes and kill the supports, without the supports the Razor is nothing. He's a 0, and the Stampede is always gonna allow Nemiga to get out. So you can see how they're approaching the fight. They're poking, they're poking, they're poking. Oh, this guy's dead, bam, kill him. Poking. Oh, this guy's dead, bam, kill him. And it's now it's really easy for Nemiga to play. PuckChamp, they need to put focus on what they're good at. Split push the lanes, make sure that Nemiga are not together, and get heroes one by one. Because if your jump doesn't work out, if you jump someone, if you're PuckChamp and that hero doesn't die, you have lost the fight. That is it. So you have to make sure that the initial hero goes down. The way you do it is that you have a numbers advantage when the fight is starting and you're the ones initiating. For that, you need better vision. For that, you need lanes to be out pushed. So PuckChamp, you can see they're spreading out right now. I'm hoping that is the reason.
Yeah, and you can see, well, the BKB timings for the side of PuckChamp, they're a little bit off here. And the Marcy going towards the BKB, the Dragon Knight going towards the BKB. The Keeper Light did just get his as well before that last fight. But Nemiga, they've got the BKB onto the Bristleback. They're ready to start looking for a fight. The Ultimates are all back up on their side as well. So they can push in, they can look for this. With the smoke onto the high ground here now as well. Yeah, it's going to be the blink in. The Winter Rift Sounds comes out and Scar's Mage just gets absolutely deleted.
Okay, without him, you don't have that potential to burst someone down from 100 to 0, so now you can walk into Roche. This is the classic move. When you feel that you're stronger, you go for a smoke kill into Roche. There is nothing weird about the move. Everything is could have been predicted, but I don't know why PuckChamp gave away their Skyret Mage. Marcy would be a much better hero to give away, because without the Marcy you can fight. Without the Sky, it's just not possible.
Yeah, and it's 6-15 now, 23 minutes in. Nemiga, for all the map control PuckChamp took
bottom lane.
First two. Oh, let's take a look. Young G, he's popping the BKB. He should be. Yeah, so bad even leaving. They're gonna be away. They're gonna be fine. But yeah, for all the map control that PuckChamp got off those first 2 Dragon forms, it doesn't feel like they've done anything with it really.
Nope, that's the main problem for them right now, is that they haven't capitalized on the really good start that they had. Last time around they didn't have a good start, and they managed to delay things. They didn't bleed too many kills. This time around, when they should have been the ones on the aggressive, it's a problem. Maybe it's just that this team is really good at playing on the defensive, but people have figured it out. Maybe that is the problem for PuckChamp, and when they're playing these standard lineups, you can just see that they are somewhat lost. I hate to say it, but the team dropping out from Division 1, they should be playing faster and more coordinated than what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, and I think That's what I was starting to explain before. Oh no, the storm comes through, they're going to be able to find out onto cars. I'm never going to be able to explain this. They're going to be able to get the kill, yet Marine picks this one up. And now there's going to be a tier 1 tower in the mid lane that's open to being taken. But yeah, I was saying before about the Eastern European teams, how most of them, apart from really Spirit, have been playing in like the smaller events, and you can kind of see the power level kind of coming closer together and closer together. As they're going to be able to find out the Dragon Knight again. There's going to be the jump in from Hellscream. The Mystic Flare comes out, but Malik with the BKB, can he take down the tech? He's going to be able to get one more right click. Gets that kill, and now so bad, but Malik has to run himself away from this one. The BKB will be wearing off, and Malik as well as Marine, it's just going to be a fight between the two heroes as the Winter Wyvern, he just says, I'm going to sit this one out, heal myself up in that cold embrace, and Marine gets the kill, and now they're even going to be able to go on Krillia. He catches out Kiritich, but Kiritich pops that BKB, the Unleash comes up to Dukalis, he just has to run. Are they going to be able to get the kill before that TP comes off? They absolutely will not, and he had the Aegis anyway. Well, Aegis, if that got popped, there would have been no TP and no BKB, so he would have to try and hoof it. But yeah, the teams, you know, the power levels, the difference between them, it's kind of getting smaller and smaller, and all that between Division 1 and Division 2, I'd say, again, without the Team Spirit, who just look a cut above everyone else, the gap in skill between the two divisions is slowly closing, and I'm here for it, because it just means it's going to be a super competitive region.
Yeah, it's so in most of the regions, you know, the difference is getting smaller and smaller. People tend to criticize the DPC format quite a lot, but on the other hand, it's giving teams a lot of time to prepare, and actually, you know, it's kind of shortening the gap between the best in the world and the ones that are just behind them. You, like 4 years ago, a tier 1 team losing to a tier 2 team, it can't happen. Nowadays, it does happen from time to time. There are some teams that are really good, like RSG at destroying tier 2 teams, let's say. But you know, most of the tier 1 teams, they can be beaten by some of these other guys. And of course, the smaller events, the DPC, they have allowed these teams to get just so good.
Oh, Dukalis gets caught out again. The Dispose comes out. Is he going to be able to get him away? Because he's going to be slowed down by the Nasal Goo coming through now as well. He's going to try and get the rebound off, and Kiritich says, I really don't care about these tier 2 towers. I'm going to dive all the way behind Malik. He pops up BKB. Going to get himself away from this. Or does he even want to get himself away from this one with the 3 heroes being here? But there is going to be rotation coming for Vazia on the back lines. Krillia, he's holding that BKB charge. Oh, but it's going to be the Centaur Storm coming through onto the Dragon Knight, and that BKB had already worn off, so he gets picked off. He gets killed here now as well. The chase onto Young G. Young G's got that BKB. Does he want to try and pop this one as well? Because it's going to be a chase down Kiritich. Solarbind comes out onto him. He's going to be slowed down. The cold embrace just to get the heal up onto Kiritich. And that Aegis, still a minute left on this, and they're going to take full advantage, pushing down onto this tier 1 tower, and maybe even going as far as the tier 2. In fact, no, they're going to be able to go onto Krillia here, bottom lane. Krillia just has to walk himself away again. He's just holding that BKB, as Marine says, we're going to take both side lanes and come and contest it. You know, again, come at me, bruv, see what you can do, because they're spoiling for a fight.
Okay, right now we need to start thinking, do PuckChamp and how do they have a chance? So still their lineup still relies on blinking in and killing a hero. With the 4-staff on the techies, that is not going to be so easy any longer, and the Winter Wyvern will have his very soon. So that part of their lineup is countered. Marcy will get the BKB. I'm not really sure how much that is going to change. The Razor has the BKB and the Refresher. So, you know, he does do a lot of damage, but still in a really tough spot when it comes to... I'm just looking at PuckChamp, and I'm trying to grasp at straws here, but they're not even capable to push out the lanes anymore. They're always afraid. So, you know... Not gonna. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, so I'm just gonna say, yeah, PuckChamp, they do have a really solid chance in this game. They can still come back. I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah,
I mean, they do have the build-in taker with the Dragon Knight with that Dragon form. You know, if they do find a good fight there, so there is always the ability if they can find, and that's kind of the quality, like you say. Working, they're so good at playing defensively, but when they need to get aggressive here, you know, they need to move themselves out. They are going to try and go for an aggressive smoke. It just seems like Nemiga have such better positioning that if they catch out, they're going to be able to go into Vazia, but Vazia, a big tanky boy, is going to be able to get himself out with a Mystic Flare, the damage. They are going to be able to catch him out. Now, well, the Winter's Curse does come through into the Razor, so that is going to be the BKB.
They still want to fight.
But yeah, they're going to be going in. Hellscream, he times that perfectly there as well, but the Refractor comes through. Krillia will still be taken care of here now as well. Malik, can he do the damage to get himself away from this? He's not. He's going to be blown up by the Techies mines once again. Oh, the blink in as well. There's going to be the Dukalis with the BKB TP away. But that's about all he can do. As Kiritich just says, just going to carry on pushing down this lane. I'm going to carry on, you know, sneezing, spamming out my snot everywhere and just moving on to this tier 2 tower. Your 2 big cores are dead. You know, you got the Keeper of the Light that's maybe going to be able to protect the high ground, but for all it's worth, he's just going to continue pushing in.
Okay, so what we found out from this fight is that PuckChamp, even if they get their ideal start to the fight, they can't win it. You kill the ideal hero, is the Centaur. He's the stun, he's the constant output of lockdown from the side of Nemiga, and he's also their disengage. So you killed them first, and they still killed you. So it just goes to show that you cannot win a fight. Right now, I think the only fair thing to say about this game is Nemiga lose it if they overextend and make a big mistake. There's no... So, let's say a fight starts like that from PuckChamp, and after that Nemiga decides to fight, they use their spells a little bit worse than they did earlier on, because they did get the Winter's Curse onto Razor without the BKB. He got stunned up by the techies, and they managed to bring in quite low before the BKB. So PuckChamp used their spells a bit better, they pull back, and Nemiga continue chasing, and then there's a turn from PuckChamp. That's the only way that you win a fight. Right now, considering that they can't split push, considering that they can't pick off, the only thing that is left is teamfight. So for them to win one, it has to be Nemiga making a big mistake. We made so many assumptions of what needs to happen. So yeah, the chances are quite slim. I liked how you were there politically correct, you know, in line with PuckChamp's initials, and trying to give an idea of how they're gonna be approaching this game. But this is a really tough scenario, especially after what we've seen in the previous fight.
Yeah, and like you say, they're not completely out of it, but I don't know how PuckChamp are going to try and get themselves back into this game. It just feels like now the Bristleback, he's got the AC, he's got the Basher, he's got the BKB coming out with the Ags and the Vanguard for a little bit more protection. Going towards the Daedalus here as well, he's just looking, he's a raid boss. He is absolutely a raid boss here. You look at his net worth as well. And we talked about Young G having such a good start, but the amount of gold that Kiritich, okay, he was forced off off his lane initially, but he was just being given time and space by the rest of Nemiga, which is always a good you can see the quality of the team there, that if they can fight without the carry, you know, if they can force out these 4v5 fights, if they can buy space for the position 1 to farm, it's always a good sign that the team's going to be successful, and they are really putting up the numbers. You know, the protection was there, and now Kiritich, he's ready. He's saying, I'm finished. Well, he's not even finished farming just yet, but he's ready to come out, and when they group up as 5 and put the pressure on and look to fight. And PuckChamp, I don't know where they can go with this.
It's something that you have to do. You know that with the next Roche, you're just gonna lose the game, so you have to go for it. The Winter Wyvern is actually a pretty solid first grab. They see him. There's the jump and the kill.
Yeah, they get it, and this time, like you say, it is a good kill, because it means Krilliat, if a 4v5 fight does break out, he doesn't have a buyback. It means that he's not going to be caught in the Winter's Curse, so he's going to get the full effect of the BKB refresher.
The question is still, what do you get off of this? If the side lanes start pushing towards you, PuckChamp have gotten nothing from it. So they need a follow-up kill. They need some really good division. Ideally, they would like it on the top part of the map, given that the Roche will be spawning, but they're trying to control the mid lane. You can see these wards, and that is going to be the place where they try to fight a bigger one, where they surprise their opponents. That's the ideal scenario for them right now. But since we are theorizing so much about PuckChamp, I think we should still go back to the ideal itemization coming out from Nemiga. They have 3 Force Staffs. We mentioned that being a very important item. They have a Lotus Orb on the Centaur. They have a Lincoln Sphere on the Puck. So the only thing is survive the initiation from PuckChamp, and the fight is yours. And they've just itemized picture perfectly for this game in particular.
Yeah, and you can see now as well, Roshan is just about to come back up, but the Winter Wyvern's there. The mine does explode, so they know that he's there. But I think Dragon Knight, did he just buy out? He did. He bought out for the Aghanim Scepter, but his Dragon Form, it's wearing off. They might be able to get a dive here. What are they going to be able to do with this? They're going to be able to get a Winter Wyvern once again. They're just going to be diving from Hellscream though. Silenced up by that Ancient Seal. Can they do the damage? He's going to try and use that Taser, but it looks like Kiritich. What can they do? They're getting close. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage onto Krilliat. Can he get himself away from this? He absolutely cannot. The suplex comes out from the Mercy, but it only puts Vizir closer to him for the damage, and it looks like now the chase is on. Yeah. Dragon Knight, can he get himself out? He is going to be able to get that TP away as the Keeper of the Light, Young G as well. But they still lose 3. There is the buyback coming through. I think that was from the techies. It was from the techies to get himself back into this fight. And this just, again, at level 25 on the Bristleback, he just says, you know what, I don't care about the Eye of the Storm coming through from the Razor. I don't care about if my right-click damage is going to be stolen, because I'm going to be popping these quill sprays, I'm going to be popping the nasal goos, I'm going to be walking up to you, and it's your job to stop me, you know. And so far, PuckChamp, what is he, 8-1-3? They've just not been able to do it. And they can't pick off the heroes around him because the control coming through from the Centaur, you know, the control, the damage coming through from the techies, the Puck as well, just being able to be so elusive. They just can't deal with the raid boss, but they can't deal with the trash mobs as well.
You had one job thing, stop the Bristleback, and then you look at this Bristleback and you're like, okay, you didn't do that job really well. But yeah, in that fight, an even more ideal fight for PuckChamp, they used all of their Force Staffs to try to save the Winter Wyvern. It still didn't work. Lotus Orb and the Stampede onto the Bristleback, and he just runs down the Razor. That is, I mean, it's an 11,000 gold difference, so what do you really expect to happen? Razor, he even had that plate mail, the extra armor didn't really help him one bit. So again, Nemiga showing that they're way too strong, and instant bash on the Collis. They don't even have luck at this point.
Yeah, he's got no bad up there as well. He instantly blown up as soon as he dove in, and it looks like he might even be able to do a lot of damage to the Dragon Knight here as well. He's got that Dragon Form up, but again, the Aegis is here. They're going to be able to heal up onto Kiritich. Kiritich can just reset, come back in. The stun coming through.
They see him.
Do they want to go? I mean, Malik, there's going to be a double catapult wave coming in as well. They're going to be able to get the storm into the Dragon Knight. The Dragon Knight, he's just going to be easily blown up here. Malik, he pops up BKB. Can he get himself away because he's just a sliver of health away now. Fazu going to pop that Stampede, but it looks like it's going to be actually Kiritich using to get into the base and not out of it.
Imagine how strong you are. All of your friends are running away, and you're staying in that tavern brawl. Like, yeah, cowards run. I'm gonna kill them all myself. And PuckChamp, they actually all ran away from him. You know, Dragon Knight, a big bad dragon. It would be really bad for all dragons in the world if the biggest and the baddest one would die in his base. You saw how big he was, and he does manage to survive the burst damage. They didn't have the Abyssal Blade. That was the reason that he got himself out. So, you know, Nemiga still continuing to assert dominance, and Kiritich is just way too strong. Now even has a hairball, so if you thought this guy couldn't get even more disgusting, well, yeah, he can, and not like strong disgusting, but in a literal sense. Still, PuckChamp, 18k gold behind. This is gonna be Nemiga pressuring for the next 3 minutes. Luckily for PuckChamp is that Kiritich doesn't have too much mana, so that is something that you can go off of. And I'm looking at someone to buy a Diffusal Blade. That is a counter for the Bristleback in the later portions of the game, but no one is really that good with the items, so I don't know what they do with him any longer.
And you know what? As Bristleback, you like say, he's just super strong, and I would have loved to be in the meeting when this hero was being designed. You know, what if we have a wyvern that's made, you know, from ice throughout the ages? What if we have like these big mythical creatures? What if we give a hedgehog a colt? You know, it's like, just that it's such an interesting design, but it works. And again, he's such a strong hero in this game, all because he doesn't want to clear his nose.
Yep, and a rock tied to a rope as his weapon. I would never change the normal one, you know? It's just so like, here he has a mace, so it kind of looks like he has an idea what he's doing, but the real Bristleback, he just puts a rock and he starts bashing the enemy's skulls. And now we're gonna see a fight, possibly the last one.
Yeah, he's keeping that BKB now as well. The cast just takes way too much damage. The Soulbind comes out, but Kiritich, even without the Aegis, he's just tanking all the way through this now as well. After all, he's trying to run himself away. Hellscream's going to be close, and now the Sticky Goo's going to go. And it's just going to be another load of damage here. As again, the Nasal Goo, if he can get this onto the Dragon Knight, the Dragon Knight's going to try and go for the TP away. He's going to be able to get himself back into the base. The buybacks do come through that. It's going to be Aegis now as well. But again, it's just going to be all of his mana being refilled here on Kiritich, so he's going to be able to pop those Nasal Goos. He's going to be able to pop the Quill Sprays. He's going to be able to pop the Callus. And that was a dieback here onto the Marcy, and Bristleback, he's just, again, looking super strong. He's going to be able to swap in now. He's got that Daedalus coming through for the Aegis.
I like the moment there when, you know, he was draining the Bristleback's damage, and you're like, okay, he's taking a lot of damage, and really he took like 100+ damage, and then you look at the Bristleback, oh, he only has 700 left, you know, so it really doesn't hurt him that much. Look at him, he's hitting almost 1,000, and he has a Daedalus. What are those crits? Let us see the crits, please, Lord Gaben, let us see a crit from this Bristleback, because that's the only thing that kind of is left in this game to see, because we probably already have a winner of the game and from the series. And Astral, he's gonna be in a world of pain.
Was that a 2k crit?
Yep.
Oh, holy crap. And now, yeah, they go onto the drive. Kiritic just blows him up. And again, Malik, you think one of the tankiest heroes in the game. Let's see what that right click was doing. It was coming through 604 damage there from one of the attacks of the Bristleback onto a DK.
Yeah, he, you know, for his Kyret mage, he just annihilated him. Then he got afraid and like, okay, this DK is not worthy of my crits, because one-shotting a DK last game, you know, with the Tusk, they one-shotted a Puck. That's okay, but these guys, you know, they're not enemies in real life. You don't want to completely demoralize PuckChamp. So okay, let's not one-shot a Dragon Knight with 4k HP. It would be just too tough for PuckChamp to psychologically get back from that one.
Yeah, and once again, Bristleback gets thrown into the middle of the fight with his curse coming through from Marcy, but it's like really Marcy that's in danger. The Winter's Curse comes out, that's just going to be against steps up for Kiritic. Kiritic turned into a pig. What can he do?
That's a big pig.
It's a massive pig. That is a boar of a hero now, and Bristleback, again, he can just stand, he can take these Illuminate damages. He's even going to be the Dream Kill coming through onto Young G. The damage will be there. Dragon Knight, can he get himself away from this? He absolutely cannot. Even through the BKB, the damage will be there. And he's going to walk himself into the fountain. He is. He's going to add the damage to the disrespect here. Walks himself in. Astral, GG gets called. And Nemiga, 35-13 and 41 minutes and a 31k net worth lead. And again, apart from the Aegis, this Bristleback died, I think it was once.
The DK there was like, I thought I was a Dragon Knight. I thought I was tanky. Am I supposed not to be tanky? Nope. Well, Kiritic says no. And again, we're coming back to you had one job, slow down the Bristleback. You didn't manage to do it though. I would argue, so bad, really good positioning in this game. He's the one that stopped all of the smokes from PuckChamp. He's the one that didn't allow them to capitalize on the early towers, and I think that's where the game ended. Every minute after that was pretty much Nemiga just getting stronger and stronger and really coming up to this point where they're gonna be unkillable. You know, once Nemiga got their items to survive the initiation from PuckChamp, and PuckChamp didn't capitalize on their early lead, that is when the game ends. Because when you look at the long drawn out fights from these two teams, the ones that are gonna be coming out on top are definitely gonna be Nemiga. Also, Melrine kind of from the backlines, you know, he didn't die a single time with the Puck this game, and you could argue with the silences, with the DK stun, you actually had the pretty solid amount to catch him. So Melrine might not have been able to create chaos around the map between minute 6 and minute 11 when the DK got his blink, but he did manage to dodge every single gank of theirs. So that is quite impressive. Nemiga, they have impressed me. As I said, Rob, we casted the Tour 2 as well. This team did not deserve to drop out for sure. They played really good Dota, and now in Tour 3 they're really showing up.
Yeah. Like you say, Nemiga, I mean, I think it was Siakariki that was the core of the team, and then Kiritic is the holdover from the last Nemiga. And again, Siakariki, you look through the D2CL, they look so good together. And then Monkusha went off to join CIS Rejects. They picked up Kiritic, went under the Nemiga banner, and they just look dominant. They look like they can give anyone a game on the day. And again, that's where I think the Eastern European scene is going. Again, Spirit looked like a cut above, and then you've got Bet Boom, you've got Rune Eaters, you've got One Move that are kind of looking like the core, even Na'Vi, core like second tier. And then the rest of it from Eastern European, it's so close between the rest of the teams that it's just, I love watching it, I love casting it, because you get these matches that come out and the teams just look so strong, they look so put together. And like I say, that if it was a full 16 team knockout, I wouldn't know who I'd put my money on. Because they just do. They just look like on the day, anybody can turn up and take a win off everybody.
Yeah, for sure, and that is what I like to see. I like to see a really nice competitive region, though I would argue that there are some slight differences between the teams. There's definitely the upper and the lower echelon, even in Division 2. X3 is definitely not on the level of some of the other teams, and I hate to say it, but PuckChamp, they just don't seem like they're up for the task to play against these Division 2 teams, while they were comfortably staying in their Division 1, thinking we're untouchable, we're actually finishing top 3, top 4. The other ones were getting better, both in Division 1 and Division 2, and now PuckChamp, they're down in the slums, and they are getting absolutely demolished. This is 2 series for them. They haven't gotten a single game. I can only assume how bad they're feeling. I'm just hoping that they find their game, and they show us the real PuckChamp, because Hellraisers, yesterday, they looked good. I was expecting PuckChamp to put it in another gear, but they are... they're not looking that hot for sure. But Nemiga, man, this play is really nice. You know, other than that early game, in this game too, the series has been a pretty solid performance from them.
Yeah, and that is going to be it for us, guys. But there is going to be 2 more Eastern European games to come, who are going to be cast by, I think it's MLP and John X Fire coming through on the first one, and then Ares and Lizard for the second. And of course, you're going to have the great panel coming through from the BTS studio as well. So they are going to be taking over in about, well, I think the match isn't scheduled to start for a while, so the stream will stay up until that switchover happens. But again, thank you for tuning in. Hurry Freak, once again, thank you for casting with me. It's always a pleasure. I thoroughly enjoy these casts. But yeah, guys, stick around. We're going to be going through a little bit of a longer break before we move over to the Eastern European Division 1, and there's going to be some great Dota coming up, so stick with us. We'll see you next time we go live.